Okay, students, I want to show you how we're going to take this to the end finish job now. I'm hoping you can hear me. I've got this GoPro strapped to my chest instead of my head, but you can see that I've routered it, and I've also put our keyhole in the back so this could be hung up on a wall. You would have that option if you were here to make a plaque. So let me show you those steps. I've basically finished sanding, and I want to finish routering this one, put the nail hole, and then show you the finish process as well. So let's go do that. I've got the router set up over here. Got my vent open. Got my chaser block. If I don't have a chaser block, it'll tear out a big chunk of your wood. So I'm ready to go. You start on the end grain and you work your way around, okay? That way you have less tear out. So I've got end grain there, got my push block, should have a second push block. Oh Lord, I've lost my push block. There it is. All right, let's turn this on. When I'm going across the grain, I like to do it in several passes. With the grain, I can do it in one pass. So we've got our four corners. It just needs a little finish sanding. Let's go put our nail hole in, and then we're ready for the finish. I sure wish you guys were here making your own plaques so I could see what you come up with. Okay, so here's my nail hole bit in my table router. We'll turn it on. I've got the stop set up. Go down, over, and back. That's all there is to it. And we bring it up. There's our nail hole. A lot of dust in there. All right, I'm going to turn off our vent system now that I'm done with the machines. And we'll go over and apply the finish. The finish, guys, is going to show us if we did a good job sanding or not. It should feel like glass and look like glass. No machine marks if we did a good job sanding. So you can see a little bit of machine mark there. We would finish by hand sanding with a block of wood, and we've got all the grits of paper. This is 150. I'm going to sand that little burr off. I've mostly already sanded this thing to save some time. Okay, so we did the orbital sanders on the faces, right? And then the hand sanding on the edges. And we're ready for a finish. Guys, on the finish, I want to remind you, we got a couple different types of glue. This glue is for all of our projects except the cutting board, which we make waterproof. The cutting board may go into the sink, right, to rinse it off. So we use the waterproof glue, but for these plaques, we used the original wood glue. Several different types of finishes. We've got tung oil that we finish these plaques in, and our lap desks. The cutting board, we use a cutting board oil, and here's why. This is digestible. It's not going to hurt you. Mineral oil. If you know, on the cutting board, you cut your food up, right? And if some of that oil got on the food, you wouldn't want it to be a poison type finish, right? You would want it to be something that wouldn't bother you. You can actually drink mineral oil if you are a little constipated. Just a FYI. All right. Our big projects, we do spray with lacquer, but not an aerosol. I'll have a spray gun in the finish room that I could do that. This project is just a hand-rubbed finish. Use a little screwdriver here to open up our can. I've got my little cloth here, and we pour a little bit on our plaque. We don't want to go too much. We need 3 coats of this, right? If you do too much, it's a sticky mess. But this should really bring out the color and grain of our wood and our epoxy. Check it out. This is a very unique plaque. It's got wormholes in it. Did you guys notice that when I was making this? It was an oak tree that bugs were getting into, okay? And so, like I said, this is kind of a one-of-a-kind project, both the wood and what we put on there. Look how this is really popping the colors. Isn't that neat? Let's go try, see our glitter, man flake. See it in there? So one-of-a-kind project. Let's try this one. I don't need to put it on the rag, but I sure could. I should be wearing gloves as well. I didn't think about it till just now. But check this out. I'm going to take them over. Guys, you get 3 coats of finish on this project. Okay? By that 3rd coat, it should be very, very shiny. I'm going to take this over to the light so you can see that metal flake in there and see the finish real good. Let's see here. What if I take this up a little bit? Check it out. Can you see the metal flake in there? All right, the finished side as opposed to the non-finished side. That's just the 1st coat. Check this one out. 1st coat as well. See the flake in there? Guys, like I've been telling you, this is an art class using wood as our medium and epoxy, different colors of epoxy, translucent colors, opaque colors, and different kinds of flake. Okay, so I wish you were here. You would be making your own. Next time you are in school and you take a wood class, this is how I'll start you with making a plaque. All right, well, that's the process, start to finish, for making a plaque. I'll see you next time.